And surely going over the line for the try. Yes, the try is given. Hello and welcome to Sewell Group Craven Park, the home of Hull Kingston Rovers. And what a season the Robins are having so far. Already they've won the Challenge Cup, they've won the Leaders' Shield as well, top of the Super League, and now of course they're into the semi-final, looking for a place and to win that grand final to make a unique treble. Red and white, of course, is the colour here for the east side of Hull, but it's also, of course, the home of Army Rugby League today, another team wearing red. In fact, the Army and RAF in action here for the men's team later, and that will be an interesting game because that is still wide open to decide this season's Inter-Services Championship. The RAF know all they need to do is get a win or a draw and they're through. If the Army win, well, it's all down to tries scored and points scored to decide it. But before that, of course, we've got the action from the women's game here, with the Army very much in the ascendancy. They are unbeaten in all Inter-Services Rugby League and have won the last 15 successive Inter-Services Championships. That to come, but what a great history there is between these two teams in Inter-Services Rugby League. Joined now by the two head coaches for the RAF and the Army women's teams, two Jacks, Jack Limbert and Jack Gibbling as well. Jack Limbert, first of all, obviously a lot to learn from last week's defeat against the Navy. So how are the girls feeling?
They're up for it, to be fair. I thought they did a good game last week. It's just we didn't get the points on the board. I thought our defence were good, and hopefully we're up for it today. And
Jack, let me bring you in as well. Obviously, Army have got such a fantastic record in Inter-Services Rugby League. I think you've actually not lost a single game, have you?
No, to be fair, we've not. We're in a bit of a redeveloping season ourselves, though, so we've had a lot of new players come in this year, so it's a fresh experience for most, and then obviously coming off the back of all these wins, we're just on the up, doing the basics right and doing our stuff.
It was a great win over the Navy you had a couple of weeks ago, but it's always another game, isn't it? I mean, and you're always only as good as your last victory. So today, what are you hoping for?
obviously hoping for a win, but I've watched the RAF a few times this year. Met Jack once or twice before as well, and they bring real game as well. So we're hoping to match it, obviously better it, and we're just hoping for a real good game. This is women played sport. That's what we're trying to enforce. So to have 40 women going to be on that pitch at some point, interchanges in, that's going to be the real winner for me today.
And Jack, obviously, yesterday a fantastic day for RAF Sport with Amy Cockayne, playing for England and winning that World Cup for the England Rugby Union team. You'd love to have her in your side today when you're playing at hooker.
Yeah. Like I say, we've still got some good hookers in our team, and I'd still take the team we've got now, to be fair.
And tell me, what will be a good result for you today? Because clearly you can't win the title; that's out of your reach. But clearly you want to be scoring tries as well, don't you?
Yeah, we're here to win it. To be fair, that's all we want to do: play one game each time and win the game, and that's all we're coming here for today.
So let's now join our commentary team, shall we, for this women's match, led by Kath Brazier.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Hull KR. We are here for the final week of Inter-Services 2025 action and the Rugby League heartland that we're in Yorkshire, and it's good to see, well, fairly grey skies, but as yet the rain has held off this far north. I can tell you that on the drive up I came through every kind of weather, and but luckily I am joined by two Army Rugby League stalwarts beside me who have come on board to help commentate this final game between, of course, the Army and the RAF women, and they are Sky Jackson and Vicky Parks. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me. First of all, I know that you'll try and be neutral as you can, but to just give us a little brief synopsis of who you are, your involvement with Army Rugby League. They're both wearing Army Rugby League sash, by the way, as if we didn't know already. But just give us a brief sort of history, who you are, your life in Military Rugby League, and of course in Civvy Rugby League as well. Sky first.
Great, thank you very much for having me. Yeah, it's a bit weird being up here today. First time that I've not sort of had my boots on. This is the first one that I've sort of sat out for about 5-6 years now. But really looking forward to it. Currently signed to Huddersfield Giants, which meant I haven't been involved this season. But it's going to be a great day. We can tell already by the atmosphere.
And Vicky Parks.
Hi, I'm Victoria Parks, and I used to play for Army, and then I've moved over to Castleford Tigers currently. Devastated to not be on the pitch with the girls at the minute. It's definitely weird being a commentator and not on the pitch with the girls. I wish them best of luck.
Well, thank you so much. And, I think what we've picked up over the last couple of weeks and the last few years as well, especially in Rugby League, is how much the Army team, the RAF team and the Royal Navy team are playing civilian Rugby League and how much that has improved the competition. The Army, of course, still fairly dominant. I know they've been tested a bit time this year, but we say it so many times, but it's worth emphasising it again and again, how much experience and what a great experience it is to come in, play for the Army, but then be able to go and play, as you have done, at outside clubs as well.
Yeah, I think the Army sets the platform so well. They're in the Championship South at the moment, and it's a great opportunity. They're playing 2 to sort of 3 weeklies, and it's really good. We've actually seen the RAF play a lot more games than they usually have, and I think we really saw that against the RAF and the Navy, sort of how contested it was. But no, it's a great opportunity to be able to play a bit of with the Army Rugby League team and then sort of move on. It's not never. I definitely want to be back down with them girls, but time will tell.
100%. I'd just like to bring up also that the women Army actually won the Southern Championship for the first time this season. It was an incredible feat for them. Obviously led by our fantastic coach, Jack Giblin. Good job to him. Keep going, coach.
And how much does it sort of mean to you? I mean, you just said it there, Sky, to go away and play for a civilian club, but come back and be within that Army bubble again, or the military bubble, of course, because you will play UK Armed Forces as well.
Yeah, do you know what? It's a really big decision to sort of step away, and it's not one that we take lightly at all. But it gets us to be able to go out there, sort of try a bit for a few different teams and stuff like that. But it's everyone's hope that we sort of come back to it, and especially with UCAF, it means that we can all sort of come back. And if that happens this year, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it's very good to get different experiences, especially from obviously the civilian clubs. It's good to bring experience of civilian clubs back into armed forces as well. So yeah, it's quite interesting to give our view to civilian as well. So yeah, it's quite good.
And playing for both, for military sides and for civilian clubs, it means I'm just looking at the military band coming out now, about to sort of introduce us. I mean, you get the pomp and circumstance of playing military rugby league, but also to be able to, we played at Wakefield last week. We're here at Hull. The military have been allowed to play at some incredible, premier facilities across the country, and that must be a real bonus for everyone playing, men and women.
Oh, 100%. Looking out on it today, you can see the pitch is immaculate. It's a great location. We've got army stands placed all around the stadium, and it's just such a great opportunity. Like, I cannot explain to you what inter-services camp is like. It is the best 2 weeks that you have in the army, honestly. Obviously, I'm a bit biased, but
yeah,
it's something else. You can't even describe it until you've been in it. It's absolutely amazing, honestly.
It's like going away with your family. It is literally like a family-orientated camp. Speaking from our perspective, it's one big happy family, and we play as a family, and that comes across in our game.
And it's really nice as well that you get to be together for that entire time. You have the 2 games, whether you have a camp at the beginning or, like the army will have done, they had the first game and then they probably had a bit of a break and then they've come together for the 3rd game. But yeah, it's like nothing else from what I gather. It's not even the same when you go and play for the big sort of Super League clubs, is it?
Well, no, I'm sure. Like,
I'm not slagging them off at all. I'm just saying.
Of course not. As I'm sure Sky Jackson will tell you, winning your first cap and going to your first services, it's just incredible. Especially when you've got some like young players at 18, 19 years of age. Like, it's incredible that you're literally representing your service doing this. It's just an amazing, fantastic experience.
It's strange, isn't it? It's apart from when you get to like national level, when else do you get to spend every single day with the girls? You're there for a week, you're eating, sleeping, training together.
Yeah.
It just creates a bond like nothing else on the pitch.
Right. I can't hear anything that they're saying, and I'm afraid I don't know who the band are, but they are going to stay in place as the teams come on. Led by the officials there, and we'll hear the national anthems very shortly. The officials that we have are Lance Corporal Byron Fleming from the Army is going to be in the middle. Touch Judge 1 will be Flying Officer James Joundrell from the RAF, and the second touch judge is Corporal Pete Smith, also from the Army. I'll go through the lineups in a minute just before kick-off, girls, but first of all there will be, of course, a national anthem for both seeds. So actually, ladies, before there's going to be any national anthem, they are being introduced, the officials. So actually, as we're on the Army team at the minute, let's go through that from 1 to 13. We've got Evie Litchfield at full-back, Rebecca Avenel and Caitlin Fraser on both wings. We've got Amber Star Palmer, Zila Yule in the centre. At standoff, we've got Beth Wadeson. At number 7, scrum half, got Phoebe Partington. Prop forwards, we've got Lou Kunadua and Shannon Bennett, who is the vice-captain, and hooker you've got Rach Wood. Second rows, we've got Una Vakadsigu and Rachel Littleboy, and loose forward is the captain, Kat Williams. You're both Army players. I know you've got a slight bias in that way, but you do know these players really well. Any of those names that stand out to you?
Yeah, we had a real change around in the squad, and do you know what? It shows the versatility within this Army squad. You've got Zila Yule, who was second row predominantly for last season, coming in to play centre, just sort of shows how adaptable she is. We've got Shannon Bennett, who's the vice-captain. She had a bit of a few years out, and now she's come back in, and then to take up that vice-captain role is amazing.
Okay, we'll just stay quiet now for the national anthems. And Vicky, just quickly, any names on that Army team that jump out at you?
So starting off fullback, we've got Eva Litchfield. It is her debut season, and she's had many stand-up performances. Also, she has had a birthday, so shout out to Evie on this camp. We've had many standout debutants this season. We've also got Lou, who was under-20s international for June player. Congratulations and welcome to the Army squad.
I'll go quickly through the RAF women just before the kick-off. Wearing number 1 shirt fullback, it's Harris McNevin. On the wings, you've got Frankie O'Connell and Chelsea Ainsley Anion. In the centres, you've got Rachel Cousins and Eloise Massam. The standoff is Kate Allen, who's the captain. The scrum half is Beth Vasey. Prop forwards, you've got Emma Saunders and Leah Bradley. At hooker, it's Amy Hares, who had a great game last week. Dina Gray and Jodie Rawlinson are the second rows, and the loose forward is Grace Burnett, who always makes an impact in the game. And we are just seeing the teams now ready for kick-off in this third inter-services fixture. Just a reminder that the Royal Navy played the Army in the first week and lost that 8-34. The RAF and the Royal Navy played last week. The Royal Navy won that 8-0. So it's all set up for another Army win, but we'll see what this RAF team can do. We are looking forward and always hoping that the competition will be there, and the RAF, I'm sure, will be really up for this.
Yeah, we can't underestimate the RAF team here. You've got Katie Allen. This is sort of her home ground. She plays for Hull. She'll know this like the back of her hand, and we really can't underestimate that. It's a wide pitch. She'll be used to playing on it. She'll know the advantages, and we've already talked about Grace Burnett. She's a fellow giant, sort of play week in, week out with her, and she can't be underestimated either.
No, 100%. I'm sure the RAF will obviously put up a good fight. Usually they've always been quite quick. They've been quite physical. I think the RAF will be very, very quick.
It was a I say odd game. It was odd not to see the RAF score, and that says a lot about the way the Navy played last week. It was a bit of an attritional game. It seemed very heavy-footed, but the Navy, have made leaps and bounds. They've got a few cross-code players who've come in and played for them as well. I know that's the same with Army. You've got a few dual coders coming in, but the RAF will be disappointed with their no scoring last week, regardless of whether they lost or not. The fact that they couldn't score, and it's sometimes a sense of a wounded warrior coming back. They've got nothing to lose, have they? And will throw everything they can at the women in red.
Well, that's what we need to be careful of, really.
Yeah.
They've got something to prove, and I'm sure they're going to put it all out on the field today.
They'll have watched that Navy game back as well, and they'll sort of see where they could have made those advantages, and they'll 100% be putting them in today. They'll also been able to watch the Army throughout their season, so they'll definitely be coming in with a strong game plan.
So the Army with the kick-off, and it went, of course, into RAF possession, but the ladies in red with the ball here, and this will be their first positive movement of the game.
Pass it there to our number 8. He will luckily just loses the ball.
It could be away here.
It's well picked up by the Army at the back, but they've lost a good 20 metres there.
The RAF doing a great job there, just slowing down the play of the ball, giving their team enough time to get back.
There's our Shannon Bennett fighting for the ground. Number 10.
Vice Captain Shannon Bennett, yes, and obviously Rach Wood in as hooker, and such a crucial position, isn't it, in rugby league?
Oh, absolutely. The amount of pressure that they're on them. I don't think I'd ever be volunteering to pull that shirt on.
Sorry to interrupt there, but that was an incredible handoff from number 8.
So Lou Kunadua, a real strength, and made a massive difference in the first game up against Royal Navy. When I have to say, that Royal Navy team at home 2 weeks ago at Burnaby Road certainly had the Army's number in the first half, and the women in red ran away with it in the end. But when the Army are put under pressure, that's always a good sign.
That's an incredible tackle there by Zila.
Yeah, keeping the RAF back as far as they can. And that's the idea, isn't it, Sky? It's, get on that defence immediately.
100%. They've got the hard work now going back up the hill. They'll be trying to trap them within that 40, just to give themselves enough time to sort of go at them as soon as we get the ball back.
You just said there that the RAF are trying to use the width of the pitch.
Yeah. Yeah, is that, I mean, I say attritional the game last week. There wasn't a lot of width. It was very much played in the forwards. And that could have been conditions. I don't know. Sometimes that's just the way, maybe that's the way the Navy decided to play. But the Army will see a lot more expansive play, won't we?
100%. We talked about the weather before, and yeah, it's a bit chilly for us in the stands, but this is perfect playing weather. There's little wind. The grass, it's a little bit wet, so the ball is probably a little bit slippy underhand. But the conditions are good for a great game.
Excellent gathering skills there from Evie Litchfield.
So this is Evie's first season, did you say?
It is indeed. She's debuting the season. As I said, she did have a birthday on the cam. Congratulations on her birthday. That is
Great
our strong
drive.
Zila there.
That's a brilliant carry by Zila. Zila Yule playing centre there in red.
She's always been a very utilistic player.
Well, someone who can carry
There
the
we
ball through
go.
tackles.
Amber's first season, so Amber's a dual reg as well, so she's come from Union to have come to the dark side, I always like to say.
Well, surely you'd say light side.
Well, you're right. She had a fantastic try in the final.
Oh, this could
And
be
some
on
shot-
for
but here
number
comes number 8.
There
And
she
there
goes.
is.
That's Lou
She's
going to
put
do
it
it for the
down.
first score for the Army women. And that's a good 4 points within the first 10 minutes of the game here. First 5 minutes, actually, within... and that's a great score from the Army, and they are already 4-0 up.
Yeah, that was a great run from Una, number 11. Cheeky little offload to the outside, and then she was right under the sticks for Lou.
Yeah, it really started with that run, didn't it? Right by the break by Una, and yeah, Lou kind of making a massive impact in both games so far, and she's already got her name on the score sheet.
Yeah, honestly, it's a dangerous combination. When your prop and your second row can link up like that, I think we'll see some great stuff today.
And Zila in that scrum cap will be taking the kicks to see whether the Army can get another 2 points on the board. And it's a brilliant start from the reigning champions, the Army women. Zila Yule then for another 2 points.
I always thought she thought herself a bit of a Johnny Wilkinson.
Oh, okay. Surely she should have her hands out like that. And
There
that's
she
a
goes.
success. Well done to Zila, and that's another 2 points for the Army. They lead 6-0 here at Hull KR, and that's exactly the start you want. You know, you need to make your stamp on the game, and even though the Army are used to winning, they will always play that playbook, won't they?
100%. RAF need to come out hard now. Give the ball back to the Army, and sort of they need to make a big hit now just to sort of get the morale back up through the RAF.
100%. But they're not defeated. They're running strong, heads up, and they're running straight for the halfway line.
And I'm happy to report that Grace Burnett is wearing number 13 this week, so I won't get confused. Although she's pretty hard to confuse with anyone else, to be fair.
Yeah, it was strange to see her in second row last week. Like I say, she's a prop at the Giants, and to be fair, I can see that that loose forward could really, really suit her.
Oh, great
Incredible
take from
take
the
again by
Army.
Evie Litchfield.
So that Evie again with her brilliant red pigtails, and the great carry there from the first seasoner. And Rach Wood, a hand.
There goes Lou, who's just charging over people.
She's a battering ram. Well done, Lou.
She's got to give it to Evie. To Una, sorry.
There we go. Great handoff
Great
around the
combo.
outside.
That's two really good handoffs, and she's really making those meters count. Una Bakasigu.
Passed over to Beth now. Passed over to Lou. Lou's going to try.
Yeah, it's taking a lot to take these Army girls down, and they're looking incredibly positive.
It
Phoebe
was a lovely beat
Partington.
by Phoebe.
Nice flat kick. And the RAF do what they can, but that'll be Army ball.
Yeah, that was very nice of them to give that back.
Yes, and that's another 6, isn't it, from there?
We all quite happily welcome that 6 back.
Oh, unfortunate
Unlucky
knock
girls.
on there. Just as the Army were looking so threatening, but it's gone back to the RAF anyway.
I'd love to see the RAF get out of their half here.
Yeah, you want to see you want to see competition, don't you?
100%.
6-0 here then at Hull KR, the Army hosting this week's third inter-services fixture. We've already had the Academy game earlier today, and the Army Academy have won that. They beat the RAF 58 points to nothing after their win against the Royal Navy in the first week, which was 24-14. And so the Army development men have won the first of 3 matches today. We've got the women's on now, and of course the senior men will be playing and kicking off at 4 o'clock this afternoon. But I'm joined by Sky Jackson and Vicky Parks today, both Army players, and enjoying the first 15 minutes here at Hull KR. That's a great take by the Army.
Cover by KJ.
And yeah, we do welcome any comments you can bring us on the Forces News YouTube or Facebook channels. We are waiting to hear from any family and friends, and I know that the girls have got some shout-outs they've been ordered to put on the air. And that's Lou again, trying to hand off against Burnett, but Burnett brings her down. The Army then back in possession, but the RAF strong in defence.
Just on shout-outs, considering we've got Corporal Amber Palmer, who's our number 3 centre.
Yep.
Just give a big massive shout-out to her fiancé Tom. Fiancé Tom, you're on to a winner there.
Is Tom here watching, or is he out there watching on YouTube, do you think?
I'm hoping he's out there, otherwise he'll get a tackle, I'm sure.
He'll have to re-watch it to get his shout-out.
There's also our number 5, winger, Caitlin Fraser, wants to give a shout-out to her head coach, Jack. So, coach must be doing something right, she got a shout-out. You've got a lovely one from our number 7, Phoebe Partington, who wants to give a lovely shout-out to the best in-laws ever and ever, Matt and Shannon.
Excellent. We love it when friends and family get involved. And wherever you are in the Forces world, do let us know where you're watching from. We are live on the Forces News YouTube channel and also on Facebook. And the Army lead here with just 10 minutes gone. And it is 6-0 to the ladies in red.
There goes our Rachel at point number 12, who's going to break through. She's going. Keep going, Rachel.
Brilliant, brilliant wheels from little boy.
And unluckily, she just lose the ball, but it was recovered.
And what's the ref saying? He's saying it went forward, unfortunately. A great run from Rachel Littleboy, and she has scored in Portsmouth as well. Yeah, the Army are really good at the handoffs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just keeping that ball moving.
Impeccably. It's more like when we go shopping and we want something, no one's getting them bags.
They'll back them in any contest, whether it's in a shopping mall or on a rugby league pitch. So a really good run there by Rach Littleboy, and unfortunately she lost the ball forward. I think it was Lou Kunadua who was there again jumping across the line, but the ball was lost forward, so it's RAF put in here.
A quick shout out for our Rachel Littleboy.
Yeah,
she was our former development team captain, and she wants to shout out to her mum, Julie Littleboy. Big shout out there, Julie.
Yeah, we've just seen her come off the field. I hope that she's all right there.
Okay, so just going off for a quick check. She may have picked something up in the tackle. I'm loving these braids. Is there a hairdresser within the Army team? There's French plaits and some brilliant red bows. It looks like we've just had the Women's Rugby Union World Cup, and there's been so many brilliant hairstyles in that, and I can see the Army have taken inspiration from that.
So we do have our Dee. So Dee loves to do her own hair. She likes to do blazers. She likes to do all the embroidery. She does it all herself. She's also wanting to give a big massive shout out to her kids that are here and her partner. So a big out shout there for Dee.
Excellent. Always handy to have hairdressers within the camp, or at least someone who can do French plaits. And we're just assessing a RAF injury. That's Grace Burnett who's down, but I think she's just got a bit of a blow.
Yeah, that was a massive hit by Lou there. Looks like she might just come back and sort of taken a bit of a knock.
Not many people who can get Grace Burnett to the ground, but I think Lou is one of them.
It's fantastic to also see that they're taking injuries so seriously these days, especially head ones. It is a real massive improvement to obviously the players.
Can the RAF get out of their 10?
Exactly.
That is the big question.
Jackson. Yeah, I mean, we all want to see an expansive and a competitive game, but it's a red wall, isn't it, that defence?
It sure is.
So we've had a couple of messages in on the YouTube. Greg Smith, hi Greg, good to hear from you. Amazing work by Kat Williams. She started out a few years ago struggling to get a game as a prop. Now she's captaining the team as a loose forward. And yeah, Kat Williams, brilliant player, brilliant leader, and also very good at interviews, even though she doesn't think she is. Great defence there by the RAF. Oh, yeah, it was a good tackle, but Army lost the ball forward there.
Yeah, that was a shame for Caitlin. She's just come back from an injury after she suffered, I think it was an ankle, in their first sort of games of the season. I think this is her second game back.
Okay. I mean, she was kind of caught from behind. It was sort of a surprise tackle, wasn't it, in a way? But it might be a little slippery out there because there has been rain in the area. It could be that even at a ground like this, the ball's a little bit slippery.
Looks like the RAF are very keen to get out the gates there. They've been called back again for another scrum.
Well, they're at the halfway point. You know, they want to get some territory. Lynn Manfu says, afternoon all, Army's number 8 prop having a big impact on the game. You're absolutely right. That is Lou Kunaduit, who is the try scorer so far. The Army lead here 6-0. And the RAF doing their best to break that Army defence.
Yeah, Lou's had some great hits already. And we're only 15 minutes in.
Plenty more where that came from.
Well, there was a hit there from our Amber, number 3, and also Rebecca Avlin, our number 2, who was in this in the medical.
Still
nice recovery there from the RAF after the scrappy ball.
Yeah, it's lovely. Kat Williams there, just,
again.
Yeah, talking about Kat, and she's a little pocket rocket. This is great play from the RAF. They're going wide.
Oh,
that looked.
The RAF are here. They're knocking on the door.
Yeah, she's been taken into touch.
And that's great defence by the Army.
Incredible defence by the Army, but fantastic attack from the RAF. They really, really used the width of that pitch there.
Yeah, that shows what the RAF can do. So they've got territory, and they obviously have got width. And we want to see that expansive game, having seen a bit of a stuck in the mud one last week. See what the RAF can do out wide.
It's really good when you've got a team that can pass the ball out wide. It's not just send the forwards in, but can actually, if they move the ball.
So it'll be Army putting because the RAF were taken into touch, but the light blues have finally got some territory.
That's a lovely dominant tackle by the RAF there, but they're number 3 and they're 13.
Una, is it Vakasegu or Vaka? Yeah, I'm going to go Vakasegu. I'll check with Una later, but she's her and Lou Kunadua are a great link up here. I mean, her carrying skills are incredible.
Yeah. That was just a bit of a forward pass there. Unlucky that one didn't come off.
So just a funny fact about our number 11 Una was she was 3 months pregnant with a little girl Grace while she was playing in IS 2023. So talk about starting them early. Keep going, Una.
Wow, that's there's quite a few mums, isn't there, across the military rugby league family, and it's great to see likes of Una Robertson, who's on the bench for the come back very quickly after birth as well.
It's looking strong from the RAF.
Need to throw everything. Great tackle there from Shannon Bennett. Although I'm not sure the player had the ball.
She's very pleased with herself as well after clapping herself on.
Yeah, it might have been slightly delayed, but I think she was already committed.
We're going for an Army scrum.
So 6-0 here to the host, the Army, against the RAF. But it hasn't all been Army, and that's a bit of a wayward pass there.
Unlucky pass there by Zira to KJ. Unlucky KJ.
Yeah, and uncharacteristic wayward pass there, but it has given possession back to the RAF.
Yeah, scrum down. Let's see what RAF can do with this.
So that's a substitution. Lou's come off, and we'll have Faye on.
And I think actually what both sides have really failed to do so far is complete sets. And I know from talking to a lot of people who've come on to commentary, that's just your number one rule, isn't it, in rugby league? Complete the set, get the 6 done. Another knock on there by the
Loose
RAF.
carry there. Stripped by Amber, number 3.
That's Emily Axton who's come on, I think, as cover. It's difficult, I think. I don't know whether the ball's slippy, but sometimes, we talked about this last week, sometimes you catch a ball before you've actually caught it. So in your head, you've caught it. You're already thinking about the next move, and that means that, butterfingers happens.
There'll be a knock on the put in there from the Army. For another scrum, and this time it'll be the RAFs.
Yeah, I think that might have actually been a forward pass. No, I don't think we've got a replay on that one. Anyway, we've scrum down in the middle.
So RAF with the put-in, and that's Kate Allen at the back. Oh, great. Oh, that was, again, another uncharacteristic off the hands of Grace Burnett. So it's back with the Army on the halfway line.
Oh, and that's Sophie Burnett crashing her way through.
Now, she's a dual code player, fresh from the UK Armed Forces IDRC, the International Rugby Defence Competition. Sophie Benevent, who plays for Union as well as League.
Yeah, she's thick in the Sales Sharks pre-season at the moment, but it's good to get her down here and play. She makes a massive impact on the pitch.
Well, first touch of the ball, and she's already dragged it halfway down the pitch. She's killing it there.
A lot of strength needed in this game, and great defence there by the RAF, but the Army still have several phases to go. And they've got people out wide. Allen again.
And that'll be the kicker there.
They let it bounce. They've let it bounce. Crucial mistake there, really. You don't want to let those balls bounce, because that let the Army back in.
Yeah, they could have been over the line there, but
yeah, that
we'll
could have gone anywhere.
RAF ball, and then hopefully they can get out of their 40 here.
Let's see what the RAF can produce from this kick.
Yeah, good
Just about makes touch.
So a let off there for the Royal Air Force, letting the ball bounce on that final kick. And the Army could easily have taken it over the line, but
yeah, they'll get the ball back on their 40, and let's see where they can go with that.
And Rachel Robertson's come on as hooker.
They've got a lot of options for this tap and go.
But as ever, that red wall. RAF
Three
and
was
the
a
Army.
strong run in, taken up by our Shannon Bennett and our captain, Cat Williams, for a dominant tackle.
Robertson to Burnett. Oh, unfortunate, but it went
Unluckily
backwards.
dropped by number 4 from the RAF.
So it's in Kate Allen's hands. She passed out to Vasey. And that's Massam.
Using that work for the pitch again, the RAF. Good, keeping in touch.
The RAF then with possibly their most seamless set we've seen so far. Just need to keep ball in hand. Burnett again. And
Little
she's
show
taken
and
down
go.
by 3.
Let's see what they can make
Must
from
be a
this
kick.
kick from number 1. Gavin, nice
Lovely
called and
take.
collected by the Army number 1. Evie Litchfield, who does a lovely handoff.
So fullback to fullback. And the Army have some yards to make. Getting a piggyback there.
There was a lovely get out of trouble there by Corporal Rebecca Avonlea, sorry, my apologies.
The Army then well into this set and yet to make it to the halfway line. I think there might be, yeah, she's fine. Emily Axton then with a slight knock, but she's waved the medical staff away and wants to carry on playing.
Quick one on number 2, Rebecca Avalon. She was from Hull KR, also a Hull KR fan. Also, she has got 2 kids, Billy at 3, Bodie, who's just turned 1 this week.
Wow.
And her partner also played in the Masters game yesterday and got player. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'd love to see Army attack up this right side. They've got loads of space.
It's Phoebe Partington who's got that lovely kick forward, and that was better taken by the RAF this time. Keris McNevin wearing that full-back shirt.
She has done really well, number 1 for the RAF with those high kicks from the Army. Very, very comfortable taking them.
Yeah, and they need to be taken and not let them bounce, as we've seen. Kate Allen then. Twinkle Toes running through the defence there, but she's stopped.
Taken down by 13, Captain Cat Williams,
Yep.
and by Una again at number 11.
One captain
Who's done
on
another
another.
dominant tackle.
Una Vakasigu there upending Rachel Robertson, but both parties involved are smiling. And that's Kate Allen who's down for the RAF, their captain, and it looks like problem with her right knee. Yeah, they're going to have to call the game, I think, with someone down, but Kate Allen just receiving some spray, magic spray. Yeah, she'll need to be checked out. So the RAF captain is going to be off just to get checked out, but play continues with the Army still 6-0 up here. And we are almost half an hour gone in this third and final fixture of the Inter-Services Rugby League. The Army just need a win, having already beaten the Royal Navy convincingly in the first week, 34-8. And the Royal Navy then went on to beat the RAF last week, 8-0. The Army just need a win. The RAF, I don't want to work out what the machinations would be should the RAF win, but going on history, I'm saying that the Reds are in a stronger position.
Well, at the minute, the RAF are knocking on our Army's door.
They are. Light Blue have made brilliant progress here. And could this be a score? And that went backwards.
Spill ball.
6 more then for the RAF. And this is the closest they've been to that try line.
Yeah,
a lot of noise out there. Can they make it over?
One more.
One more. Oh, great tackle there. Rebecca Avenel right on the line, but Robertson's there. Can she get that blue team over? She's going herself. Oh, great touchdown from Robertson.
What a try.
Well done. She's loving that. Well done to the RAF. A great play by the hooker. Her 17th year of RAF Rugby League.
What a way to celebrate.
Exactly. She said it's not her last one. She wants to play again next year. And what a way to come into the game. Rachel Robinson with a score for the RAF. And of course, we mentioned they didn't score last week against the Royal Navy. And she's got some points on the board. It is 6-4 to the Army. But Rachel Robinson, the hooker, scoring for the Royal Air Force.
That was amazing play. They just completely whipped the width of that pitch massively. They seen the gap and took it, and I'm so glad that she took it herself. I thought that's absolutely fantastic play. Good use of the pitch there.
And she took it herself, but she didn't go over the first time. She had to really fight through for that defence. She kind of rolled over and reached over the line, and a brilliant score, I think, by the RAF.
Fantastic. Great determination and doing the 5, 10 and 20s straight to make sure she went over.
And it'll be Keris McNevin for the RAF in the fullback shirt.
Yeah, that's a
tough one for
kid.
her. It's flat, but it doesn't quite, just
Unlucky
slightly
there.
left of the post. So no two-pointer for the RAF, but they have scored a try. It is 6-4 to the Army, and it's game on, Sky and Vicky.
Yeah, 10
It
minutes
is
to go. They
indeed.
definitely needed that before we sort of go into half-time. But it'll be really interesting to see how the Army react now.
It'd be interesting to see how the RAF react as well as the Army. The RAF have now got a bit of fire under their bellies. They've got some points on the board. It's how obviously they react to that. And then it's what will the Army do now?
So the Army, who have been tested, who continue to be tested, and this is where, you know, as favourites, this is where they need to step up. You know, they could say to themselves that they let their heads down a little bit. They sort of had scored that first try, but there's still a long way to go. And like you say, going into half-time in the lead is always a psychological advantage.
Yeah, it might have taken them 20 minutes to score, but they got over, and yeah, Army were over within the first 5 minutes,
Yeah.
but now they're really having to work for it.
It's good to see a competitive match against the two of these obviously teams. Like they've got so much history between the two of them.
It was a
Brilliant.
great carry.
Yeah, great carry. That's Rachel Cousins, centre for the RAF, and yeah, she made some valuable metres for the Light Blues.
Yeah, that was just a bit of crossing there.
Sorry, what happened there, Sky? I missed that.
No, I was wrong.
So the Army have been put back 10, so...
So
Yeah,
crossing
no, that
to
was-
the
okay.
intervenes.
No, it
cross
was a
plays.
crossing.
Was it not?
No.
Oh, cancel my last.
Well, whatever happens, the RAF have got a good 5 metres there. And they'll go for the touchline. Cousins again with the ball. Oh.
Unlucky there. There's Arcadia winger trying to keep it in. Just missed it.
Possibly someone a little higher might have been able to get that, but I think she's more worried about touching it.
To be fair, Arcadia's a little pocket rocket. I'm sure she'll make it up.
RAF back with another opportunity. Let's see what
Yeah.
they do with it.
They've got a whole set from here.
Oh, that was an incredible
absolutely
hit.
floored.
An absolutely incredible handoff from the RAF there. Unbelievable.
I think she's feeling that. That is El Nave, who's come on as a replacement, and she's absolutely floored the Army player there.
That was a handoff and a half.
It's all right. She's breathing. She's sitting up, but she's just being checked over.
Yeah, Emily will be laughing that one off.
I was going to say, Emily White should be smiling all the way through it.
If you tell me that, then I believe you.
She's gave enough of those out. You've got to take them every now and then.
Emily, of course, was on commentary last week. Emily White has done quite a few commentary gigs for us now. She's just going to go off to get checked, but she's running off. That's a good sign, isn't it?
Well, all Emily White said, this is her 9th into services, and she wants to give a big massive shout out to one of our girls, Sam Burnell, who had a birthday coming up. So happy birthday to our Sam Burnell. Emily's playing for you.
Yeah, she just took quite a big knock for her team there, I think. But the RAF still in possession, and could this be another score and a lead for the ladies in light blue? Burnett.
13 with the ball again.
Great
He's
pass.
making it through to 16. He's putting some pumps in.
That's Emily Axton with the ball. And the RAF making brilliant yardage here.
There goes number 1.
Keris McNevin. Brought down by Rachel Littleboy. But they are so close again, the RAF. And don't know what was said. Oh, that'll be a knock on. I think she touched that.
Unlucky that the RAF could not capitalise there.
Yeah, it's such a shame. They had a great opportunity down the right-hand side there. You could see them screaming for it, but just couldn't pull it off.
I think Rachel Cousins was caught between catching that one and letting it bounce, and unfortunately it came very low in at her feet, and that caused a knock-on. So it looked very promising, but you know they've had a lot more territory, haven't they, in this second 20 minutes? I
really think that try is absolutely the absolute spark up them, and they're going for it. And I think us Army needs to be wary now. The RAF have got a bit of encouragement, and we need to be very wary how they're going to use this drive.
So the Army way back in RAF territory. They will of course have the put in, but they need to get themselves out of a hole here.
That was a lovely pass from Beth to our number 3, Amber.
Amber Starr Palmer then. Also in her first season.
Oh,
great. Union strength, our number 22.
Sophie Benevent.
Yeah, apologies.
Yeah, so strong.
There goes Shannon Bennett taking it on her own.
And the Army have done what's required. Within 3, they are practically back at the halfway line. Great skills from the ladies in red.
There goes our number 12. She's holding on for dear life. There's a lot of blue shirts around it.
Just 5 minutes remaining in this half. What can the Army do?
That was a great set. They went from being on their 10 and they're at the 60-metre mark now, ready for Phoebe to put a boot to it.
Phoebe does indeed. She puts a right kick in the air.
And the RAF have learned from that mistake and are making sure they're taking those high kicks without letting it bounce. And like you said, Keris McNevin, so strong for the light blue.
She's been an absolute asset to the RAF, to be fair, they're number 1. And that was an incredible tackle from number 19 for the Army.
That's Veronica Gillick who's come on, number 19 for the Army. That's a great run by the Light Blues. And that's Robin Baker. Robertson then too.
She was going to try there. RAF were going to try the markers for the Army. Luckily the Army kept that gate closed.
Sarah Darwish who'll kick back for Robertson. Beth Vasey to Rachel Cousins.
Yeah, I think the RAF have definitely got a game plan to keep hitting through that gate. And to be fair, they've had success with it so far. It'll be interesting to see if the Army react in the second half.
There goes Evie again, our number 1. That's fullback, clearing up a lovely ball.
It definitely feels like the play has been off to our left a lot more as we approach half-time here at Hull Kingston Rovers.
Great leg drive from Zila there.
And at the moment the Army leads 6-4, but the RAF in the ascendancy.
Go on, KJ! There goes our KJ from the wing. She's making some fantastic grounds, using those little legs of hers. Keep pumping them, KJ.
Caitlin Fraser there. What did you call her, a pocket rocket? I think there's a few of them
She's
on this pitch.
She's definitely a pocket rocket. There goes our Shannon Bennett just coming off now. Plays on number 16, which is Kizzy Nicholson, also known to us a lot as Nacho.
The Army then looking to extend that lead before the half time, and will they? Yeah, the RAF again nervous about taking that, and that could have fallen very easily for the ladies in red, but safe in light blue hands.
Again, they're number 1, just clearing up. She's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, I'd love to see the Army play a bit more on 4th.
Right.
Before they then sort of, they've got the opportunity, they're within the RAF 20, they just to ship it outside, trust hands and all of that.
Yeah. I think they're letting the big forwards do a lot of drives, which is good. But I think it's time to let the backside a bit of show and tell now.
Beth Vasey, a really good carrier of the ball for the RAF. And also pretty good with the boot as well. There's Cousins again. Out to Baker.
There's an 18 from the RAF doing some dancing there, a bit of ballet.
Running around her own players.
Luckily spills the ball out, but that's fantastic footwork there from the 18 from the RAF.
Oh, the ref dropped his whistle in the mud, but I'm sure that won't put him off.
A bit of protein won't hurt.
Lance Corporal Byron Fleming there in the middle.
Yeah,
from the Army.
and RAF are going to get the ball back there, so that the RAF mustn't have been, the ref mustn't have been happy with.
Oh, I think that's gone backwards from Vasey, but it has gone out. But no, not a
Luckily
lot of
there, the RAF
meterage.
lost some precious meters.
I think it was a bit sliced from Beth, if I can use a golfing term. Pretty sure she didn't mean for it to go there, but still RAF ball.
Let's see some options for the RAF for this tap and go.
It's getting gloomier here at Hull KR. There's a mizzle in the air, which won't help with that slippy ball.
It's just one of our lovely Great British weathers.
Oh yeah, well, it's September. I don't know what I expect. Days are getting shorter, aren't they? And will it be the RAF that put that score on the board just before half time? They'd love to go into the dressing room with a lead here against the Army, but they remain 6-4 down at the moment, but definitely in the
ascendancy. Goes in with
ascendancy.
a head lead would be very, very important on how the second half comes out.
Yeah. So the RAF getting a little bit stuck on their lines at the moment, whether that's to do with Army defence.
Yeah, they've got some great footwork, but they just seem to be sort of going sideways at the moment.
Yes, not making Burnett making some meterage there.
Making more meters left and right than forward, but we'll see. And that's a knock on there from the RAF scrum half.
Robertson, uncharacteristic mistake from her, and she'll be gutted after celebrating a wonderful try for her side. She's given the ball away to the Army captain, Kat Williams. And as we are come ever so closer to the school, the clock has gone red. So the Army will just want to keep it in play, complete
That's a
this set.
fantastic run from 22 for the Army, making every metre count.
Benevent again showing her strength.
Great quick play of the ball.
That's Veronica Gillick on with the number 19 shirt. And Nacho, as you so brilliantly called her.
Oh, 100%.
Good carry.
She wanted to take as many RAF players up the pitch as possible, if I know her, Nacho.
Oh, great take from McNevin.
Yeah, she's having a great game.
She's very reliable at the back there. And thanks to everyone who's giving their support. There's a lot of shout-outs for Una here, who's had a brilliant game. The second row for the Army wearing number 11. And her link up with Lou Kanadua led to that first try. There's a knock on there from the RAF.
Number 19,
and
very
it's looking
unlucky.
a bit scrappy as we head towards half-time here. I think maybe some heads are already in that changing room. You're laughing, Sky.
Yeah, it's hitting towards the 40.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Everyone needs those bananas and Lucasades. They're screaming for them Haribos.
Bananas and Lucasades. You heard it here first. That's what goes on. And a few Haribos. Moralibos, as they're known.
Everyone knows when it's cold and wet, break open the Haribos.
Do you know what? We normally have them in the commentary booth as well, but I have failed miserably. I'm really sorry. Normally we have Haribo here. Other sweet options are available. But yes, I failed you. I'm sorry.
You forgot the commentary snacks.
Yeah, I know.
There's not very much first-class service here, is there?
And that takes us into half-time. To be fair, RAF were looking strong towards that last 5-10 minutes. 100%.
There we are. Yes, and I'll ask you quickly, girls, you know, your synopsis of that halfway point. It is 6-4 to the Army, and I think we can all agree that the RAF, having scored that try, brilliant from Rachel Robertson, going for it herself, a true hooker try in rugby league. they were definitely in the ascendancy in the second half of that first half, if that makes sense. But Sky Jackson is with me here, as is Vicky Parks. And if you could just both give me, in a nutshell, your synopsis of that first half. Vicky,
I
first
thought it was absolutely fantastic. Army came out as we knew we would do, nice and strong. Within 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes, they literally scored a try, which is fantastic. But then RAF came back, and they came back fierce with a fantastic little try. Straight over the line, took them and turn them, rumble over. And now it's literally 2 points in it, so a lot closer than what many people think, to be fair.
Yeah, I think RAF are just a completely different team than what we saw against the Navy. I think they're playing really strong. Army have got some absolutely great runners, and you can see that they're just bursting through the line. I would like to see them sort of try and get it out towards some of the edges a bit more, see what our centres and our wingers can sort of do. But you know, it's a great game.
Well, there we have it. Sky Jackson and Vicky Parks joining me here on commentary at Hull KR for the Army up against the RAF women in this final weekend of inter-services fixtures. We're going to take a short break here. Do come back to us in 5 minutes or so. We're going to show you some rugby league highlights from over the years to keep you company during your tea break. I'm sure you're all going off and getting a brew, but do come back. It's an exciting game, like the girls say. There's only 2 points in it, and the RAF very much in the ascendancy. Let's see how the ladies in red come out of that changing room. Join us again for the second half here at Hull KR. It is 6-4 to the Army. We'll see you shortly.
Hi, I'm Kyle Dixon, and this is In Case You Missed It. The Army Team of the Year have been announced, and it's celebrations for the women's netball team. After another inter-services dominance, they saw off competition from the men's football team and the women's tennis squad, amongst others, to win the award. They'll pick up their trophy at the 2025 Army Sports Awards on the 20th of November. The Royal Navy Women's Rugby Union team have a new man in charge. Jez Parsons will lead the new era, with the aim to turn the Navy into inter-service challengers. With a core of UCAF talents such as Jasmine Abel and Rose Dixon, the work starts now for Parsons and the senior service. Getting the military experience. Premiership Rugby Union team Northampton Saints experienced the life of military personnel at a training camp at RAF Leeming. Players took on a number of military drills, including decision-making and situational awareness training. We have the first two players qualified for the first ever Army Darts Championship. Sapper Matthew Richards and Corporal Mark Craig will compete at the big event at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst on October the 23rd. The pair were victorious at the first qualifying event in Tidworth. It's a shot at international glory for two Army Rugby League stars. Rodarutabua Tawana Yayulala and Bill Seru will represent Scotland against Wales next month. The pair will hope it opens more doors in the Braveheart setup as Scotland prepare for a big trip to Las Vegas next year.
Hello and welcome back to Hull KR in the heart of Rugby League up here. I had a lovely drive across the Humber Bridge. That's always an exciting day for me. Yeah, one of the better bridges I think we have in this country. But we are listening currently to the massed band's British Army Catterick. So I've been away and John Knight has been able to find the name of the band, and we're going to be listening to this for, well, I read the rest of half time. The girls are struggling to hear me, and that's something, because I'm called, my nickname is Foghorn, but we'll try and talk over the bands because we want to hear a bit more about Rugby League. Tell us a little more about what possibly could have been said, because the Army won't be used to being so close to opposition at half-time, will they? So this is a sort of an unusual position for them to be in, but it gives them that challenge that they need, you know, to stay ahead and win again. So what will be said in that changing room at half-time, do you think?
Well, I think the Army will welcome a challenge.
Yeah.
Like, we always want a challenge, so that would be just what we want, really, especially for inter-services. We want to earn these caps. Like, they're not giving up for free, we want to earn them. So it's good that we're earning them. Also, just to go out and play your game. Like, literally go out and play your game, don't think about it. If I was them, I'd go into the score, like, go into the game and go, it's 0-0, go out and get it.
Right.
And that's pretty much what I'd say if I went in there.
Yeah, I reckon that was a long half for the Army. That they got sort of scored first 5 minutes. It may have sort of made them sit back a little bit, relax, and the RAF have just sort of come at them. And I do think they could have had another opportunity or two if they could have been over that line. So yeah, I'm sure Jack will have his thoughts. He'll be giving it to them. But I think it'll be really interesting to see what the RAF will be saying, because they're the underdogs. And they're playing really, really well. So there'll be a lot of morale in there. And do you know what? If they come out strong and the Army don't step their game up, it could be RAF.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, the maths I can't really figure out. If the RAF did win, for example, I think they'd have to win by quite a big margin because I think on points, you know, the Army scored 34-8 against the Royal Navy. So I think if the RAF were to win the championship, they'd have to win by quite a lot against the Army, just going back on points. So the Army, are looking potentially at a tough second half. But we do know that the Army have got strength and depth, haven't they? It's something. The RAF have had some injuries. They've had some people go off, but the Army, and obviously Emily White got very much tackled then, but she was all right. So it really is like you said, it is a challenge that they will relish, I'm sure, when the Army come back on. And actually, if they just play like they did in the first 20 minutes, then they'll get another score, and that's all they'll need.
Yeah. And the way that sort of it works with the prop system, so we obviously saw Lou go over the line in the first 5 minutes. She'll come back on for the last 20, so you normally split it. Your starting props will play the first and the last 20, and then so your middle props sort of in the middle. So it'll be interesting to see the impact that she'll have when she comes back on, and whether she can sort of pull that morale and get Army sort of up the field. Katie Allen we saw went off, but she walked back over into the changing room. She seemed fine, a little bit of strapping on the leg, so I wouldn't be surprised if she comes back on. I can just see Army coming out onto the field now. I can't see Emily White, so that's some sad news that she might be off for the duration.
Okay.
But no.
Sophie Benevent, I know we mentioned her quite a few times because she's such a good carrier of the ball, and she has come fresh off playing in that IDRC, an international competition, rugby union competition. What is it that Is it something that she's bringing from Union, or do you just think that's the way? Because that's the way she plays in Union, a battering ram and just running through defence. So she's actually just effectively doing the same job in league.
Do you know what? I'm laughing because Sophie absolutely loves it. I've never known someone that loves contact as much as Sophie. She honestly, in training, you're like, where's Sophie? I'm in her group. Honestly, this is her favourite part of it, is sort of the smash. She loves defending. She loves just being used as a battering ram through the middle.
No sign yet of the RAF. They're coming over from the other side of the ground. Fair enough. So the Army are all set and ready to go, and I think that says a lot. They want to come out and they want to be, all guns firing, so to speak, up against a side that are only within 2 points. And quite honestly, were the better side just before half-time.
Well, the RAF are going for a leisurely stroll there.
I think this is mind games. The Army are like, come on, we're ready. And the RAF are like, no, on our terms, thank you very much. And of course, we had to see the mass bands of the British Army Catterick out there to finish their performance. RAF looking very relaxed as they come out. They are 6-4 down, but like we said, we saw the best of them in that last 20 minutes.
That's what they want, though. Nice, cool, calm composure. I think they'll just be testing the Army now. They're going to come out all calm. They're going to see that the Army's raring to go. Just a quick one for our Army captain. She wants a shout out to her lovely daughter, Ellie May. Ellie May, this is a shout out from your mum, captain of the Army team here.
Kat Williams, that is, who really led her side strongly in that first half, and I'm sure she'll be hoping for another Army championship here. As we see the RAF and the Keris McNevin, who's had a great game so far at full-back for the Air Force, and she will start things off here in the second half at Hull KR. It is 6 points to the Army. Good stop there. Sensible way.
Number 22 looks strong from the Army. She's pumping them legs. She's holding on for dear life with that ball.
It's Benevent again. Great ball carrier, and as Sky pointed out, loves contact. Let's see what the Army have got. They scored within the first 5 minutes of this game. Will they do the same here in the second half to give themselves some breathing space from the RAF, who very much breathing down their necks?
There goes our alert number 8 again. Her hands are ready for a handoff. She's making an incredible run past Zila. Zila number 4 packs to KJ. KJ number 5. She's going round them like a dancer.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Lou back on. Like I said, we would have expected her more towards the end, but maybe sort of identified by Coach Jack to bring her on, get that impact early, get it straight out there. And there he goes. He goes, Lou. It'd be another try.
And she's over. Congratulations, number 8, Lou.
Lou
second try
again. Her second try of the match, and well deserved. And isn't that interesting, Sky? That was obviously a very big decision to bring her on, not wait for the last 20 minutes, bring her on and get the Army back on that score sheet. And within 2 minutes, she's done it.
Yeah, incredible. She's just got great footwork, combination with the handoff. Yeah, great player.
I remember going to attack back to Lou, and every time me and Lou look at each other and she go, "Ginger ready," and I'm like, "Lou, please be gentle." She's an absolute machine when she gets running. When she gets that speed, that's it, she's off.
She's agile as well. Like, she's got that speed, but she's running 3 different lines then, and absolutely knew her target was under the post. And we'll see whether Zila Yule here can convert for a 12 points to 4 lead.
There she goes.
Definitely a bit of Johnny there. I can see now.
She's definitely Johnny Wilkins in the league. Zila.
Zila Yule then for the Army for an extra 2 points.
And she's got a strike later as well.
Well done. So that's 12 points to 4, and that's exactly what the Army wanted, and that's why they came out here early, and that's probably what they discussed in that changing room. They need that cushion, and they've got a 8-point cushion now from the RAF. They would need to score twice to bring that lead back up, and it looks very much like this second half could play the same way that the first half is, although the Army will hope, of course, that they can stay strong throughout this second 40. And the RAF, well, I'll tell you what, this is the challenge that they wanted.
Yeah, RAF have got to respond now. They would have had, like we talked about, that morale in the change room. Obviously, they're giving the ball back to the Army, but whoever makes that first hit, it's got to be a big one. And then just defend hard for 5 and then go at the Army.
It's a really flat pass, a really flat kick. That is... we were discussing that is still a knock-on because she touched it, regardless.
So what we learned from Union League is that obviously when you touch the ball, when it hits the floor, even if it goes forward or back, it still crosses a knock-on, which even I had to learn myself coming from Union to League.
It's a really flat kick from McNevin. Like, it's not giving them any chances on the... and that comes right at you. And I think that the first one she did, the Army player took it on their legs so as not to knock it on. And potentially that's what that was needed. But the RAF then with the pressure that immediately coming back with a set here.
Looking strong.
In front of goal.
Straight goes number 8 for RAF, wriggling around.
Again, we've got on here, girls. This is absolutely brilliant. Oh, that's
knock on there from RAF number 11 by looks of things.
That's Dina Gray for the RAF, and that's a shame because that was a real chance for the RAF. And you don't want to let those ones slip by. Because they were, well, they had their try line in the sights there.
Yeah, you can just see Grace Burnett telling her team to sort of calm down. Sort of there, I think it sort of got the better of them. But we'll see how they respond now.
It was that try line fever again. It's almost seeing things happen before they actually happen. I know I talk about it a lot, but I do think that you're not concentrating on taking the pass. And so, you know, one tiny little slip and it's out of hands. So the Army then, from their own try line.
There's our number 8, Lou's got support either side, takes it.
Every time she gets the ball, I think, right, who's going to stop it? And we've got an RAF player down as a consequence of that tackle on Lou Kunadua.
I'm sure the rest of the Army girls are saying, Lou, will you please put the RAF down and leave some for the rest of us, please?
Okay, so we will follow up on assessment just as she's being assessed there by the medical team. But yeah, Sky, let's go, and Vicky, but you know, you said it, Sky, that Lou is making such an impact on this game. She scored both the tries, and you know, she just well, I suppose they'll want to run for the full 40 now for the second half.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if she's got the legs for it. It's a hard job in the middle, 100%. Especially the way that this RAF side are attacking. They're straight in at the gate and they are really focusing. It'd be interesting to see if RAF do sort of a spot set. So that's where they pick at a player and then try and tire them out during their attack set.
Okay.
So they could do a spot set on Lou, and sort of every ball will sort of go and she'll sort of have to make that tackle to wear her out before the next attacking set by the Army.
Yeah.
But we'll see if they use that sort of tactic. But she's a force to be reckoned with, and obviously we hope that the RAF players are right down there. But she's just unforgiving, and you've got to get your footwork right, and you've got to get that shoulder in.
Yeah, and you've got to back yourself when you're going against Lou. Back yourself. Don't have the right stay off. Make sure you back yourself when you're running into her.
Yeah. So I mean, it is going to be I don't know how to say this without, but it is possibly in Lou's case that is like hitting a brick wall, regardless of whether you're prepared for it or not. She's just taken a bit of a knock.
Yeah,
there was nothing wrong with the tackle, obviously. It just
yeah, we can see that the board's come out, and we obviously hope that she's okay.
We wish her non-serious injury, speedy recovery, of course.
Every precaution taken here at this Super League club, of course, as we would expect. And we'll get an update on any injuries that we've seen. There were quite a few RAF injuries in last week's game, and I said it was quite attritional against the Royal Navy, but it does look like the majority of the team have come back, and of course they have been performing really well. And the RAF taking an opportunity now, just as this injury is assessed, taking opportunity for, I guess, they've just had half time, but taking a bit of a breather, reassessing, possibly saying to themselves, when those chances come like it did just then, they need to take them.
100%. I'm sure they'll get themselves straight back into the game.
Yeah, we can see the Army sort of passing the ball between themselves now, keeping warm. Not long had half time, so keeping warm and sort of focusing on the next job.
You can see that the RAF is starting to do the same.
So I'm just going to read out a few messages from YouTube, as we've got a bit of a hiatus in the game. Go the Army with a big heart. Amber Star Palmer's number 3 for the Army, of course. All her family are watching in Somerset, so good shout out to them. Thank you for coming. Deborah Phillips says, go KJ, number 5 from Stafford Rugby Club. And I know we've mentioned the pocket rocket that is Caitlin Fraser quite a few times. And Was Broadley has commented a couple of times, of course, coach of military size, and he says, come on, the Army, and Ginger Parks should be a commentator on Sky Sports. There you go. I told you you'd get comments. Right, we'll get the Scouser on Sky Sports. I'll call up the Rugby League department and put your name forward.
Thank you very much for that, Was.
And still an injury down here at Hull KR, so the RAF players and the Army players just keeping themselves warm on the sidelines, and we will bring you any updates we can on that. Loads of love, as I said, for Una Vakasigu, who was integral to that first try, playing second row in shirt number 11 and linking up with Lou Kanadua in the first half. Gabrielle Caney here supporting our Una, and that comes with a heart as well. And Margaret Chammer says, well done ladies, I love women in sports. That's all good. Isabel Kilgallen Porter says, go on Una. And Ellie Page, shout out to Una of Cast Tigers ladies. Bryony Jackson says, come on Una. There's a lot of love for Una out there.
She's very well played. Like I said, me and her both played together in Castleford, and literally she is such an absolute delight to have around. She's amazing. Amazing, amazing. Lovely lady, and her kids are absolutely amazing. She's got a lovely family. Like, she's got a lot of support in the background.
I love to hear of mums playing and their kids being able to watch. Absolutely brilliant.
So just on that, we've also got number 6, which is Beth Wadeson.
Yep.
So she's our scrum half. She wants a big, massive shout-out while we're out there for the parents. So she wants to say, Susan, Phil, you're the best parents. Thank you very much for supporting me and spending your weekends watching me play rugby, even in the awful weather. Big shout-out to all the family there. So that's from Beth. We've also got one. So from the head coach, Jack Giblin, he wants to shout out to his daughter, Darcy, who's a fantastic mascot for Women's Army Rugby. Like, doing fantastic. Big out shout out there, Darcy.
So we are just taking a little break here at Hull KR as there is an injury to one of the RAF players, and she is conscious, but every precaution being taken here by brilliant medical staff, and she does have a neck brace on, and we will follow up and see how she's done. But as is always, health and safety is the #1 priority here. The RAF girls, her teammates, just keeping warm, as are the Army on the sidelines. And I'm joined by Sky Jackson and Vicky Parks, both Army players and away playing civilian rugby as well, and absolutely loving the opportunity, I imagine, to come back and see your Army colleagues, and but also see what we're seeing is a really good game of rugby league here as well.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm just watching at the moment now. I'm seeing the RAF is they're practicing some of their moves. I'd like to see them sort of come out in the next play. We can see Katie Allen down there back with them. She sustained a bit of an injury in the first half, so it'd be really good to see her back on the pitch as captain, and sort of the confidence that she brings within the RAF team. And the same from Emily White down there.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's right. Okay.
That's great news.
She's back throwing the ball, so she must be not too bad now.
And we've got some good support here. I'm pretty sure there are some friends and family here at this brilliant club, and I know that we've got seen the military police in attendance, and I'm sure that's just to keep us all in order. But again, brilliant. We were at Wakefield a week or so ago, and we get to be at Hull. We've played at some brilliant grounds over the years for Inter-Services Rugby League, and amazing that these clubs give us a whole day. That's 3 matches on a pitch. That's quite a lot for the groundsman, I'm sure.
Well, we're all grateful for the opportunity that we get to play in this fantastic pitch and this fantastic stadium and all our facilities. We're all very, very grateful.
Yeah, gone are the days that sort of the women played at a different stadium.
Yeah.
So it's really great to see. Obviously, we had the academy match this morning, and the women sort of sandwiched into the middle. We can see sort of a crowd starting to build up now, which is good. They'll see the second half of the women, and hopefully it's a great show.
How much, obviously you mentioned the Masters tournament as well, which took place yesterday. We had the academy earlier today, the women's now, the senior men. So that's 4 teams. How much do you support each other? Obviously on game days, you arrive early and make sure, and you, I'm sure, would stay and watch the senior men later. But how much is there, like, cross-referencing between all those squads about, way to plays? I don't know. I just feel like, because in rugby union it's kind of the same. Like, when it comes to inter-services, how much sort of support is there from either side to sort of, during the training camps and stuff like that?
Yeah, I know that the women all came to watch the Masters yesterday, and they were out watching the academy this morning. In terms of playing, like, there's not much interaction between the training and stuff like that. I can only speak for the Army side, but I know that sort of the Army have been training in Cheshire all of this week, and they've only made their way over on Friday. But socially, there's lots of interaction, supporting each other. There's nothing better than when you're on that pitch and you've made a good hit when you can hear all of the other 2 teams sort of roaring from the stadium. But yeah, definitely support each other.
Do you know when I most felt that was the game that unfortunately we couldn't do live, which is at Burnaby Road, because the intensity of a military stadium where you are sitting amongst crowds. It's nice, the gantry we have here, it's brilliant, it's a Super League club and all the rest of it. But when you play at the military ground, which was Burnaby Road in this instance, I know that Aldershot and host matches as well, but when you are sitting amongst that crowd trying to film, I had to put an extra pair of headphones on. It was so loud, the support for the women's game. And I assume that was the academy side. And then when it came to the men's game, it was the academy side and the women's side who were watching. And it's actually quite intense, isn't it? But, so there's that. There's playing at military grounds, which we all love because they are the home of sport, whether that's Royal Navy, Royal Air Force or British Army. We feel slightly detached, I suppose, here from the crowd, but it doesn't half make my job easier when I'm not losing my hearing. So it swings and roundabouts, but we do love the military grounds, but the facilities at these clubs are just phenomenal for both of us and the players.
Morale, keeping
Sorry?
your spirits high now. You're not feeling like you're with the crowd.
I struggle to concentrate if I've got chants in my ears every 30 seconds. So I like being away from the crowd, but when I'm not with the crowd, I kind of miss them. So I'm just not easily pleased. I think
that's like FOMO, that.
It does.
Short, that's FOMO.
I definitely have FOMO, I can tell you that. You join us here. We are still in the middle of the second half here at Hull KR between the Army women and the Royal Air Force women. But there is an injury to an Air Force player at the moment, so we're just waiting for medical staff to do their job and brilliantly that they are doing, being very thorough and making sure that everything is followed. So the RAF women off to our left, just keeping themselves warm, and the Army women were just below us, but yes, they're off to our right there in the final corner, just running through some drills as they cover up. And I think the clock has stopped. Well, it's definitely stopped, obviously, but we were only about 10 minutes into the second half. So once this injury has been cleared, we will, of course, double-check on the status of that player and let you all know how she is. I can report that she is awake, but I think it's a neck problem. So the medical staff literally taking as much time as they need to make sure that she is well looked after. It is 12-4 to the Army. They came out firing as they did in the second half. They came out firing the first half and they've come out firing in the second. It is 12-4, but hopefully this RAF injury doesn't have too much of an effect on her teammates, because they were playing brilliantly and we're all here to see a good game. I'd love to see the RAF score again, but let's see what the Army are up for in this second half as she is being capped off.
Yeah, and we hope she's well. That's never nice to see your teammate coming off, and even the Army side will sort of see that as well. But hopefully they can kick back into it. They're warm, they're ready to go, and we hope a speedy recovery.
We all wish her the best. Speedy recovery from the commentary box and the whole stadium, the Army side and the RAF side. Speedy recovery.
Yeah. We'll try and get an update on her player, and that's lovely actually from the teams who've lined up to make sure that she gets a really good send-off as we get back to the action here at Hull KR. It is the Army 12, the Royal Air Force Women 4.
Yep, Army start with the ball. Let's see what they've got.
And I think the light blue women are just taking a few moments to gather their thoughts, and I'm sure wishing their teammate well, because this could shake anyone, I'm sure. It's never nice to see for anyone at a ground. But
yeah, we can see Max Green there sort of pumping up his team, pointing his finger over there, saying you sort of bring it to him. You do it for your teammate.
Max Green, then head coach.
They'll come back for tries to try and get that for the teammate.
I mean, it's Army ball, isn't it? But the RAF have now got a reason, as if they needed one, but another reason to perform well in this second half.
So then, Kath, where for thoughts? If you were playing rugby, where would your position be, or where would you like to be?
Rugby league.
What position?
In rugby league?
Yes.
Do you know what? I had this conversation, a union conversation last week, and I think as a youngster I fancied myself as a bit of a wing because I had a bit of speed. But as I've got older and, needless to say, a little bit heavier, my other half thinks I'd be better in the pack. So I don't know, where would that put me in league? You tell me. I'm short.
Right.
I think I'm quite strong. Well, you tell me. Where should I be? I have got wheels, but I am 46 years old, so...
I think you make a smashing prop.
Really? Yeah, the other half will love that. I think, yeah, because could I be a battering ram then?
Yeah, sure, we round you up. You make a smashing battering ram. Stick a scrum out on you, you'd be fabulous.
Lou's shown us today. If you've got wheels down the middle,
there you go.
You can play any position.
I'll take her on, she says, touching wood. And we're back underway here at Hull KR, and it is the Army who've got things back underway. They lead 12-4 here. And Benevent off to Rach Wood.
Back off to our unit number 11. Surrounded by blue shirts, but still pumping them legs. Still going.
Wow.
Eventually brought down.
That's a good 5 metres there from Una Vakasigu. And the Army start as they mean to go on.
There goes our Lou at number 8. Keep hold of that ball. She's still pumping her legs. Again, surrounded by blue shirts though. Good job to RAF's number 8 and number 5. There goes the at number 4. Going back through, working them RAF markers.
This is great open play from both sides. Lovely
8
pass
sees
out.
The gap.
It's Lou
Lou
again.
Sees the gap. Is she
She's
going all
there.
the way? And she's over again.
That's a hat trick for Lou Kunadawa.
Do you know what? That was a great bit of play from number 7 as well. She saw the gap and she just put Lou straight through it.
Phoebe Partington to Lou Kanadua, and she scores a hat-trick of tries here for the Army. And wow, she's, I think, already getting a Man of the Match nomination here.
100%. Lou, you're my hero.
Lou Kanadua with the 3rd try for the Army and the 3rd try for herself. It has all been about her. But like you said, Sky, Phoebe Partington, who's been pretty crucial, a really silky pass from her at number 7 at scrum half, passing out to Lou. And it is 16-4 now. And very conveniently, she does a really good job, Lou. She's really strong. But like I said, with that last try, she changed direction like 3 times there. And still, silky smooth over the line. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, so there, one of the RAF players shot out the line to sort of get it at Phoebe. And then that sort of created the space for Lou to go in. And then she just had to beat the fullback.
Basically, in the words, Lou, not taking anything away from you, but that was a fantastic team try at the same time. Good partnership. First she partnered with Una, and then she went with Parkinson as well. Fantastic team tries here.
Unfortunately missing the extra 2 there, so it remains 16-4 to the Army. And the cushion we were talking about that they needed, that's a good cushion.
Yeah, 100%.
16-4 then to the Army, and the RAF, who've suffered quite a serious injury here at Hull KR, and we will check on the condition of that player and let you know if we can. But they need to bounce back, and they need to find that energy that they had in the second half of the first half and the second 20 of that first half, because they'll be desperate, I'm sure, to get another score on the board. 4 won't be enough for them, playing like they have done today.
And there goes number 1 for the kick-off for the RAF. With another one of them dodgy balls that swings around a bit. But Evie Litchfield, again, smashes it with a nice take. Again, gives it to Lou at number 8, who gives it again to Una at number 11, who's still going, pumping them legs. She's got support. It's given up to our number 22, who's making some ground.
Benevent again making some brilliant yardage,
yeah,
but not forward.
Just forcing that last pass. But
I think Benevent wants a bit of the action there. She's taking a leaf out of Lou's book, Lou Kanadua, and
she's probably more surprised that she found herself on the wing, to be honest, and panicked.
Yeah, she sort of shook her head that you know, that was about her pass, but she made massive space there for the Army.
This is the first sort of attack that we'll see RAF get this half. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with it. When there was a break in play, you could see they were running through their moves. They have got a game plan, and I'd really like to see them use it.
And be interesting to see them execute it. There's their number 8 again. Some lovely grounds, surrounded by red shirts though.
And it is Grace Burnett who'll make those silky runs. If the RAF need a comparison to Lou Kanadua playing for the Army, someone like Grace Burnett will make those silky runs through the middle if she gets enough space.
Oh, not from number 13. Gathered up by Lou at number 8.
Lou Kanadua.
Number 8 get Caucasian in the wing. Can luckily not pass it out.
Yeah, Lou is just unforgiving, isn't she?
Unlucky though, it gave over to the RAF for a penalty.
So that came from a knock-on for the RAF. I jinxed Grace because just as I was singing her praises, she knocked the ball forward. So Lou Kanadua picked it up.
Yeah, so I think Grace knocked it on, but went backwards, and then it was then a knock-on from the Army. So RAF ball.
So Beth Vasey, who's had a great game so far, will put in for the Air Force.
But I sometimes see Lou just kind of slow, keep hold of the ball, take it to ground, and then recycle it.
Good to see Kate Allen back on.
Penalties.
McNevin with the ball. She's had a great game.
Cracking tackle from Amber there at number 3 and Beth at number 6 there.
Benevent in contact again.
Aye, there goes number 3 Amber and 22.
And it's Amy Hares who's come back in as the hooker.
Great show and go.
There's our captain there, Cat Williams, that just tackled there with Emily White. Leading from the front there, R.V. Williams.
It's really interesting. As soon as you can see one RAF player go through, you can hear the entire Army bench shouting Red Wall. So that must be something that they've practiced in training.
Red Wall, that's exactly what they are.
Red Wall, yeah.
Yeah.
So making sure that they can't get through.
The RAF have had the kick. Putting the four back under pressure. Evie Litchfield again doesn't even flinch, takes it like a pro.
Yeah, lovely take there. I mean, it bounced well for the Army, but referee Byron Fleming calling things to a stop. It'll be Army ball.
Yeah, RAF did a really good job there. Quite a high ball, and it gave sort of the chance for people to get up and pin them within their 10. Within Army's 10.
It's nice. It feels like there's so much space in this game. I felt with the RAF's game against the Royal Navy, it was played in really narrow channels last week, and it just felt really claustrophobic. But the way the teams have played here today...
There goes number 6, Pocket Rocket, KJ. Getting the Army a penalty. Good job there, KJ, Pocket Rocket. Good job.
Yes, that was just a bit too long, holding them down. Army ball.
There's Phoebe Pattinson going for touch.
Again, I think might have sliced that one slightly. I think she was going for a few more metres, but it's Army ball.
She was going for the bend it like Beckham there.
Oh, okay. So Yule with the little tap kick.
Straight over to Sergeant Emily White, who's surrounded by blue shirts there.
Great
It's a
carry.
nice job holding on.
Great carry from White there.
Straight out to Phoebe, straight to Lou at number 8. Lou's still got the ball handing off for life.
That is
Keep
7
hold.
defenders beaten.
And she's still going. Taken to floor. Now by RAF's number 13.
7 defenders beaten by Kanadua there. Ridiculous.
Passed out to Zira there, who's got options. Passes to Sergeant Emily White, who again drags 3 players up pitch.
Great work from Z. She just spotted there that RAF only had one marker and cut back inside. Little
Against
inside
Phoebe
pass.
again. Bit of lacking comms there.
Oh, it's messy. It was good pressure from the RAF actually, pushing up on the Army's lines, which I think caused the mistake. I love the way you're calling Emily White Sergeant Emily White every time. You're ranking her every time.
Yeah, to be
You're just
fair,
so
I'm
used
very
to it.
used to it now. I think I'm so used to it. Sometimes like things get so drilled that it just comes out naturally, I think.
Sergeant Emily White, I love it. We're just going to get the full name all the way through, full name and rank. So the RAF put in, it'll be Beth Vasey, out to Burnett, to her captain, Kate Allen.
Fantastic tackle there by number 1, number 16 for the Army there. That'll be Sergeant Emily White again and Evie. Oh, drop ball there from the RAF, unlucky.
These are costly mistakes on both sides, to be honest. A few fumbled balls, and the RAF really need to get in full flow.
That'll be really affecting their momentum as well. Like, it's quite hard when a game stop-start.
Because they're in full flow, and that's just a real knockback, isn't it? And there's so much in Army territory here.
So there's a substitute there for number 22, which is Beverant to be Faye, number 18, sorry. Has just come on for the scrum.
So that's Faye Chestlesworth, number 18. And that'll be Benevent, who's gone off. Oh, a few choice words from the crowd. Like I say, sometimes I like to be apart from them.
Yeah, we can just see the ref having some words then.
Just stretched a little high in the tackle there, I'm afraid.
Yeah, a lot better kick from Phoebe.
So the Army here are going to put some pressure on the RAF. They're back in their own half.
The Army then 16 points to 4 to the good for the reigning champions, the dominant reigning champions, to be fair. Haven't lost an inter-services title since this competition began. And
That was a
that's
tackle
Emily
going
White.
to Emily White.
And they've got a
He's
full
going to pass
six
out
here.
to Captain Woods. He passes out to Lou at number 8. And our
What
Lou
can
number
she
8
do?
is handed off again, surrounded by blue shirts. The RAF done really well to hold Lou out there. There goes Phoebe there, at number 7. The RAF are doing an incredible job there surrounding Phoebe, making sure she can't pass the ball.
We can
Incredible
see
job
number
there.
2, Rebecca, out on the side. She's screaming for it. She's got her hands up. She's got all the space.
That's out
Lou
on
there,
the right
number
wing
8
there,
is
but
literally inches away.
I
We'll see
think
what they're going to do here, Army.
they're going to push again,
Oh,
but they've dropped
yeah.
it.
Too
The
unlucky
advantage
there.
are very
Can't pass the
unlucky.
ball.
And as I said, mistakes on both sides, costly mistakes on both sides. Again, that white wash was so close, but the Army have fumbled only a metre out. And yeah, you talked about Rebecca Avenel, who was out there on the right wing, but they went left. They went to Lou. Obviously, the girls just scored a hat-trick, so probably an obvious choice, but she didn't quite make it to the line. And Avenel was out there on the right wing, screaming for her life, but no one heard her.
It was a good idea, but very well read by the RAF. I think they've done incredible to keep it out there.
So both sides with Butterfingers this afternoon here at Hull KR in this final fixture of the Inter-Services Rugby League 2025. So far it is advantage Army. The Army development men also won their tournament earlier, and it looks at the moment like the Army women are in the driving seat here.
They're
Against
driving
the Royal
back.
Air Force.
Great
The Army
from
are
the
driving
Army.
back. All the way to the RAF's line.
Oh, just short there.
Just short, but as I say, they were in the driving seat. They are very much nearly with a score, but it's still RAF ball.
Incredible tackle there from again our captain, Cat Williams, and Lou at number 8. And Lou's back in again.
Lovely tackle.
With
Sarah.
Faye's just come on number 18 as her marker. Phoebe there at number 7 doing another killer tackle with Una at 11.
So the RAF getting up ever slower from these tackles. They need to do something with this.
Yeah, the RAF come again.
Oh, lovely
Again,
defence.
Army are driving them back. With again Cat Williams being involved there. Faye being involved at number 18. And Sergeant Emily White at 15. And eventually they get what they wanted. Good job, Army, on the penalty.
Yeah, it's a forward pass by the RAF. We can see Grace Burnett just seeing a bit of attention at the back. Hopefully she's all right to carry on through.
The Army then will have the full set as they try for the line again. It is 16 points to them and just 4 to the Royal Air Force.
Yeah,
And,
interestingly, the Army's just gone off to the side there, so it'd be interesting to see if they've got a play sort of set up on that left-hand side.
okay,
I feel like we're going to see some play.
so maybe an expansive try here. That's what the... Yeah, they've got a lot of space here on the left wing. So
Looks like they're setting
Caitlin
up either
Fraser
side.
again.
Oh,
Oh,
nice
lovely
inside
pass
ball to
in.
Z. Z at number 4, thrashing through, almost under the sticks.
Zila Yule then out to Caitlin Fraser, and
Pass out to number 11, Una. And Una's
Una's
going to
over.
try!
Una Vakasiku for the Army was so instrumental in the first try for the ladies in red, and she's clammed one for herself. Lou Kanadua with a hat-trick, followed up by Una Vakasiku, and her many fans on Facebook and YouTube, I'm sure, will be delighted for Una, her first try of the match and the Army's 4th. And they now lead 20 points to 4 here against the RAF. And Zila Yule, who had a lovely run there herself, will try and get the extra 2 points.
That was incredibly well worked try. They just kept sucking them under the posts. And then as soon as they were under, Una saw the space and went for it on the right-hand side. Fantastic try.
And like we said, she was, she's been pretty instrumental throughout the whole match, and a great partnership with between her, Lou, and Lou Kanadua. And she just decided to go for it herself there. No one else needed. and the Army have pretty much stamped their authority on this second half. And it looks like that half-time talk, Sky, definitely had the impact it was supposed to. I know the RAF have lost a player, and that will have affected them, but as we see Zila Yule line up here for the extra 2 points, the Army back and dominant again.
Yeah, Z's loving that position as well. Like as we said at the start, she's moved from the forward. She's predominantly playing second row. Last into services, she played 13 against the RAF, but centre really seemed to suit her. She's having a great game.
Unlucky there, Zila just missed the kick. Unlucky, mate.
Yeah, that was a tough one for her, but the Army have got the cushion that they needed. It is 20 points to 4, and I think the Army very much playing the way that they would have preferred in this second half than what we saw. They were pressured by the RAF at the end of that first half, but the RAF, with everything that's happened, possibly a little bit on the back foot, and they have missed a couple of simple, well, costly mistakes, I would say, on both sides, but Keris McNevin again, possibly with her very flat kick-off kicks.
I wouldn't like to be under one of her kicks. She does it in a very, very, very unique way where it just goes.
Yeah, they're flat, aren't they? And they're hard to take, so got a lot of length. That's got a bit more height on it, and it'll be taken.
Unlucky there, Evie. Very unlucky.
That's what's hard. They're hard to take.
That was a very good spin of a ball there. Very difficult to take. But fair play for her to get the guts to get under it.
Yeah, I thought she had it. And you don't want to see them bounce. So the RAF then with another opportunity here.
Yeah,
only 20 metres out.
Stay composed for this one. Just get through the hands. They've got a fresh set. They don't need to do anything amazing straight away. Just set the platform.
The basics.
Try and use all
do
six.
the basics right.
But again, very dominant tackle there from Lou and Parkinson there.
Yeah, Burnett held. But a bit of space there for Emily Axton for the RAF. But she's pushed back again, and the RAF not really making many metres here.
It'd be interesting to see them get it out and use the width of the pitch.
Can they use it? That's Kate Allen, their captain, with a little
That was
grubber
a cheeky
forward.
kick, but overcooked.
Too much from Kate Allen. The right thoughts, but just a little bit too much. And the RAF again, hand possession back to the ladies in red, and it's the Army. And so far, every time it's been back in their possession, they have scored this half.
That was a very good idea from the RAF there.
Absolutely
it was very,
brilliant,
very good.
yeah.
It's good that they had the actual backing to trust themselves and go for something different. I like that.
I mean, that grubber kick when it comes off.
Sorry?
The grubber kick when it comes off is brilliant, but
Emily getting her own back there, I think.
Just a little bit.
One thing that you notice about the Army is they're so good on the floor, so once they've gone through that tackle, they find their platform and they're up so quickly, and it's making the RAF job
ball, yeah.
so hard because they're having such little time to get back.
Here comes Lou again, number 8 with the ball. She
There's
just handed
Lou.
off players left, right, and Chelsea. She's got support from Zia at number 4 and Dia at number 14.
Great tackle by Grace Burnett.
Grace Burnett again bringing Lou down, and that's not an
Lou's
easy
staying
thing.
down.
And I think she's injured. Oh no, she's up. Okay, so Lou Kanadu is just going to get checked out here. Great tackle by Grace Burnett, and as we've seen so far this game, she is not one easily stopped. Burnett using her height there to bring Lou Kanadu down, and we'll just see whether she's okay. She's up.
That was an incredible tackle there from the RAF. That was fantastic.
It was brilliant as well because she was pretty much behind her, but using her height, Grace Burnett did there, and bringing Lou down. And
there's a big girl. She'll shake her off and go again. There she goes.
So
Lou just trying to get herself back into the middle. Ref tells her to come back. She's got to play the ball.
Oh, Samuel.
Lucky there, Phoebe at number 7. Oh my God, but kicked on by the RAF. And the ref starts play there.
That's a shame for Katie Allen. She could have been through there.
Yeah. I mean, she was through, but been called back. And another mistake, though, from both sides. I mean, I haven't got hold of this ball. I don't know whether it's slippery, but there's been a lot of handling errors, hasn't there?
To be fair, as you said, it's very, very humid. There's a lot of moisture in the air, so it's going to have effect on the way these ladies play.
I mean, I don't think I would have caught any of them. I'm not. I'm trying not to.
We're still
judge
working
it.
on you being a prop.
Yeah, exactly. Get me out there.
We'll see you next season.
I can't at the moment. I've done my back in, so yeah, it'll have to be a 2026 debut for me.
You've heard it here first. RAF's going to make 2026 debut. But which service should go, RAF or Army?
I know. Do I have to sign up? That might be a stumbling block with my job. The RAF then on the attack again. They are 16 points behind though. They're going to need a lot of these attacks and some good sets to get anywhere within a sniff of the Army score. The Army, of course, reigning champions. And another mistake.
Unlucky handling error there from the 15 on the RAF. Very unlucky.
Yeah, juggling. I think a lot of the balls, a lot of the passes are going in quite high, but still, in the third week of the tournament, those should be taken every time.
Yeah, it's a shame because I think if they did pull some of the moves that they're throwing off, it could be a very, very different story.
Oh, 100%. I think the momentum from obviously the try just needs to come back again for the RAF. But I feel like the Army are capitalising it at the minute.
So just 10 minutes remaining here at Hull KR, or just under, as we look towards the end of this tournament. Just one more game remaining this afternoon, and that will be the senior men. The kickoff will be at 4 o'clock. We are live here on BFBS from quarter to the hour, as we see Beth Basie being carried off for the RAF. Very effective from the two coaches, backroom staff there. She's literally floating across the ground, so
Very, very elegant that. Love that. I was expecting a royal wave.
incredibly graceful. The RAF taking a bit of a battering here in the second half.
Yeah, and that's Lou come off as well now. So
Okay, so she was brought on, yeah. Nice to have a player like
That's
that.
lovely from number 4 from Zena, driving the RAF up the pitch. There goes KJ number 6, pocket rockets off. Oh, unlucky KJ with that pass.
Yeah, just a bit wayward. Couldn't be taken by Faye Chattlesworth from the Army. It was behind her, so the RAF again with another chance.
I want to see what they're going to do with this. I think it's going to be interesting. They've got 10 minutes to go. I wonder if they're just going to try something new, spice it up a little bit, create some of their own momentum, see what they can do in the last 10 minutes, leave it all on the pitch.
Yeah, the RAF would, I think it's safe to say the wind's probably out of their hands as we speak, but another score from the girls in blue would be brilliant for everyone to see.
There's number 1 from the RAF taken down by number 10, Shannon Bennett. That was an incredible tackle, covered by Emily White. And Shannon wants some more, she's back again. This time with Una, number 11, and number 5, KJ.
The RAF then, if they can energise themselves up to where they were at the end of the first half, where they made that brilliant score, and it was Rachel Robertson, the hooker here.
Another strong tackle, slowly, gingerly getting up there. And Una straight up the pack with Sergeant Emily White.
RAF not making a huge amount of yardage here as they meet that red wall.
And again, there's Sergeant Bennett at number 10, taking them down.
Bennett's doing a brilliant job. She is the red wall today. McNevin, forward.
you can tell if you're one of Ginger's favourites because you get a rank.
So if she gives her a rank, then that's a favourite.
That's what I've learnt today.
By the way, everyone's calling her Ginger. So
It's been my name since the day I signed up. If you can believe it, I signed up actually with Emily White, who's on the pitch currently.
Sergeant.
We went through phase 1 together. That's probably why I keep calling the sergeant.
The Army are ever so creative with their nicknames, aren't they? Ginge, Chalky. Anyone with red hair is going to be called Ginge, aren't they?
I love it though. It's always nice. It's like your little alter ego. You can be Vicky Parks, and then when you go to the Army lot, you can be Ginge. It's an incredible run from RAF number 5.
Yeah, brilliant. That was Chelsea Ainsley Anion. Looking to score again here. The RAF, Kate Allen with a lovely side
Lovely
step.
dummy step by number 6.
Yeah, she's had a great game.
She is very
She's the
much
RAF version of Pocket Rocket here.
Yeah, captain's captain. And that red wall doing its job.
The camaraderie in the Army team, they're always going up in 2s, 3s, 4s. They're just dominating these tackles. It's incredible.
Out wide for Bennett.
Oh, that was a long ball. Taken well. She's still going, number 5.
It's Chelsea Ainsley Anion again. And the RAF will have to get rid of it.
Here comes
Bennett,
number 30
side
for the
steps.
RAF. She's done some rounds. She's handed up.
Oh,
unlucky.
KJ really wanted that one. Caitlin Fraser in the...
KJ was ready. She was at the speed of 1,000 gazelles.
She's
She
so
got the
angry.
derby. She was gone.
She had the whole pitch to herself.
She even done hurdles.
The RAF.
That's number 18. That's Faye coming off there. Congratulations, Faye. Good shift.
Benevent's back on for last 5 minutes of battering ram.
And the RAF have made the change as well. Number 2 has come off.
I think Rach Wood's come off as well for the Army. Oh no, she's going back on, is she? Okay, sorry. Rach Wood's coming off. Frank O'Connell is number 2 for the RAF. And it's an Army put-in.
There comes Beth on number 6, taking it well, surrounded by RAF players.
We approach the last 5 minutes of this game, well into the last 9 minutes. Emily
She's
White,
made impact, come back on the
lovely.
pitch, number 22.
Great carry. Oh, that's not Emily, sorry, it's Sophie Benevent. Another great carry.
Pass over to Una at number 11. She's still going. She's still moving her feet. She's still going.
She's trying to extricate.
She wants every inch she can get.
Jodie Rawlinson holding on for dear life there, and Una was trying to extricate her arm as she was still pumping her
Shannon
leg.
Bennett, number 10. She's still driving up the pitch, eventually just crawling to halfway.
Brilliant for Bennett.
Good drive. There goes Beth with the boot. She's gone far. Testing the RAF's number 1. Taken well, though.
McNevin, reliable there at the back.
The rivalry between the RAF and the Army's number 1. This is incredible. Good tackle, Lizzie. Number 5's having a run again. She's going straight.
Ooh, that was high. Yeah. So the Army penalised, and I think it was a really high tackle. So it was Chelsea Ainsley Anion who was brought down, but she's okay, and it will be RAF ball on the halfway line. And they'll go for touch. Hasn't got there.
Nicely taken by Z. Just misses touch. Congratulations there.
Ah.
And what a rocket, number 4.
Zila Yule, brilliant from the Army.
And there goes Sergeant Emily White to number 15. Surrounded by blue shirts, fighting their way out.
I love that. Z then, she thought, I could go around her, I could try.
And she just went straight into her.
Straight into her.
Do you know what,
That's
that's
a bit
such
of contact as well.
It's a brilliant rugby league, that brutality, that skin to skin that you hear. I love it. Great tackle.
22's driving up the pitch.
Yeah, great moves by Sophie.
There's a swap here now. Zila's just coming off. On for number 17. Number 17 is, we know it as Sam. Takasa.
Takosa Silamabali, I think.
We all know her as Sam.
Sam. The Army then with a lot of space here on the left to grab a kick, but Kate Allen deals with that.
Nicely gathered by the RAF there.
Excellent from the RAF captain.
So number 17, Sam, that's just come on. She's a lovely player. She's just like, it's just like any other player. She likes a good bit of team camaraderie. She'll come on with some morale for the girls.
And we are in the final minute or so of this game here at Hull KR. The Army lead 20 points to 4, and they will take another Inter-Services Championship. But it would be great to see the Air Force score again here as we come to the end of this women's tournament. They just need to complete their set, do the basics. Let's not have any more handling errors. As Benevent puts in another huge tackle.
I think it'll be interesting what the RAF are going to do here. Oh, they're going to put the boot.
They are. McNevin again. Well
Evie took that very well this time. She's going straight. She's going for a run. Well tackled there from the RAF with their number 6.
You're right though, Vicky. The Keris McNevin, Evie Litchfield battle of the number 1, the fullback battle, has been one to watch, hasn't it? Very similar players.
They've been incredible. Every kick it's been to each other, and they've always been testing each other, always probing, seeing which one will drop. I think it's been good to see.
Phoebe Partington then kicking for touch, and it is the Army who are in the ascendancy in the closing minutes of this game here. They are 20 points to 4 to the good, and it looks like they'll be claiming themselves another inter-services title here, the most recent of many. And how will they play this last set?
It's waiting a touch and go from Sam. Oh, she goes, number 17, driving up the pitch.
Yeah, we can see Phoebe, number 7's about to set turn up here.
Oh, lovely take from Emily. No. Rach Wood, unfortunately, with a knock on there. And the Army, I know they're in the lead, but they will have wanted to finish with a flourish. But that will
I'm sure they will. But I'm sure the RAF will put up a good fight to make it not.
Yes. It's advantage RAF at the minute, but obviously on the scoreboard, the Army pretty much sealed their victory already.
Yeah, we can hear the Army coach Jack just telling them not to overplay it. Settle it down now, last couple of minutes.
That's good, Mitch. Just run it in, see what you can do.
Burnett then, at the back of the scrum there, making some meters. As Amy Hare's back in at the hooker's position.
Oh, unlucky there from number 15.
Yeah.
It just slides over her hands there, luckily.
That's happened so much. It worries me.
It's going to be another substitute here for the Army. Number 19 for Una at number 11.
That's Veronica Gillick on again for Una Vakasigu. Try scorer, of course, of the Army's 4th try. Before that, it was a hat-trick for Lou Kanadua. And that has pretty much sealed the RAF's fate here as the Army go for another win in this Inter-Services Championships. No less determined.
There goes Amber at number 3. She's dragging the players with her. She's got support there. Passes out to Beth at number 6. Goes in for number 22. Who's handed off.
Benevent,
she's still
brilliant.
going. What number 22?
Absolute battering ram. She's brilliant. Oh. And Benevent's been penalised. So what can the RAF do? And the clock's gone red on our coverage, but I don't know what the ref's clock says. So it'll be RAF put in here underneath the Army sticks.
Yeah, we had that long stoppage, didn't we? So it's a sort of a guessing game.
Yeah,
how
but
long
I
we've
think
got left.
we took the clock off for that. So yeah, it's
That's a big boot from number 1.
We're normally
on the
quite
left
far
side,
ahead.
taken well by number 19 on the Army. She's turned around. Palming off as she goes. Still running, dragging number 12 with her from the RAF.
That's a great job by Veronica.
And that's it!
And the Army have won. They've won this game 20 points to 4, and they've won another Inter-Services Rugby League Championship. It is the ladies in red who are victorious again. We saw some absolutely brilliant purple patches there from the Air Force. We've seen some incredible displays by the Royal Navy in this tournament, but really no surprise. Again, I know, brilliant for you guys up here, Sky Jackson and Vicky Parks, obviously very much on the Army side. But good to see them celebrating, because actually, at times during that first half, they didn't look like the Army's of dominance that we're used to seeing, but not surprised, I'm sure, Sky, by another win for the Army women.
No, it's great to see. They've had a great season. They've sort of just polished it off there. I think the RAF had a really good game at half time. It looked like it could have been a different story, but I think just the handling errors killed them a little bit there.
Yeah, 20 points to 4. It was only 6-4 at the break, and it was just came off the back of a brilliant try from the RAF's hooker, Rachel Robertson, in her 17th year, I think, with RAF Rugby League. And Vicky, what was your summation? Because that second half, pretty much, I know we saw a horrible injury for the RAF, and that will have, I'm sure, put them on the back foot. But the Army obviously came out firing from that half-time talk and did what they do best, and that was score a lot of tries and get that dominant win in the end.
100%. Like, commiserations, obviously, to the RAF. Like, they put a shift in. Like, they've done absolutely incredible. They came out fighting. Obviously, we do wish the best to the player that went down. I hope they have a speedy recovery. But honestly, the Army came out and done what we all knew they can do, which is fight. And they just kept going and kept going. Even when the clock was red, they just kept tackling. And we couldn't be prouder, me and Sky, of course.
It's really good to see you guys, but also the celebrations on the pitch. I don't expect anyone to be complacent. And also, it's different people every year. So, different teams win every year. So for some people, and you mentioned a couple of debutants, this will be their first win for Army Rugby League and in services. So it'll be new for them. But for the Emily Whites, for the people who've been there for many, many seasons, is this still just as good? Is this still just as sweet?
100%.
Yeah, I think it's a completely different ballgame. Like I said, this team, there's a lot of new people that have come in and a lot of movement between players that have been here a lot longer. We talked about Emily White, but for years Emily was loose, and then Kat's now stepped into that position. It is a completely different game.
You said 100% absolutely. Yeah, it's just as exciting. It's just as satisfying.
It doesn't matter if it's your first, your second, your last, your ninth. It's always going to be as exciting as your first, 110%. And as you can see down there on the pitch, like, the Army is celebrating, but obviously even the RAF, there's still smiling faces. They don't look defeated, and that's fantastic. There's still the whole camaraderie of playing rugby, and I just think that's incredible.
Yeah, and we spoke about Hannah earlier, and the RAF had a pretty tough game against the Navy, and I don't know whether they'll say it sort of came down to that in the end. We can see Hannah sort of in a leg brace down there, but the RAF played really well. We can't sort of, I think we did question it, which was the first time that we'd sort of done that in a long time, that, do you know what, this could be the RAF game, and I think that might have been the talk at half-time and the sort of the kick up the butt that the Army needed.
Yeah, we're talking about Hannah South there, aren't we, from RAF Women, and she said she's in a leg brace, and she got that injury. She had a great game last week and got that injury in, and the RAF did pick up a few niggles last week, and but yeah, we want to see any military side on the rise, and we'll keep chatting because obviously there will be a prize giving at the end. Can you give me a player of the match from both sides? I know it's not something I asked you to do, I'm throwing this out of left field, but can you give me, Lou Kanadua is an obvious choice for the Army, just because she scored a hat-trick, but you just knew every time she got the ball, whether or not she scored a try at the end of that, she was going to make an impact. That would be my vote for player of the match for the Army. I don't know who the officials are going to go for, but can you give me one from the Army and one from the RF? They don't have to be the same.
So I won't go with the obvious. Obviously, Lou had a great game. For me, I think Phoebe Partington, number 7, I think she had a great game, both in attack and defence. She was always there. She got through some leg work, and also just not being selfish, setting up the ball really well, just doing everything that you want from a half. And then for the RAF side, I spoke about a lot. She went off with an injury. She came back on. She made a massive impact. Kate Allen for me.
Okay, Captain Kate Allen. What about from you, Vicky?
So myself, I'll start off with the RAF. I thought their fullback was absolutely incredible. I think every time she touched the ball, it was magic. I thought it was just amazing, especially when she had the rivalry off with our own fullback, Evie. So that would be...
Keris McNevin is the fullback for the RF. Yeah, she was... it felt like some people, when you're doing commentary, you feel like you're saying their name every 5 seconds, but that's how important they are to that game, and that's what Keris was for the RF.
It's more the fact that the mch in it, so I was getting very concerned. I'm just going to have to get a translator on that one.
It's either Welsh or Scottish, I don't know, but we'll have to check with Keris.
Scouse. Oh, no. Absolutely not. Liverpool born and bred. And for the Army, I'd have to say... I'm going to say Una.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Una. The reason I go with Una is I thought she always had a hand in it, whether it was to Lou at number 8, whether it was to Zira, she always had a hand somewhere, and I just think that's incredible. And the fact that she's a mum and she still manages to do it with all the kids, I think that's just incredible. Honestly, I've seen her come down with Castlefin and seen her with all the kids and the family, and I just think she brings that vibe, and that's what you want from a player.
So those are your players in the match. Just to make sure everyone knows, those are not the official ones. This is just from the BFBS commentary team. But 3 tries to Lou Kanadua from the Army, a hat-trick of tries for her, and the final one going to Una Vakasigu. And then there was one singular try for the RAF women, and that went to Rachel Robertson, and she's very keen to tell us that she's not in her last season. She's going to retire next year. Maybe next year she'll decide she's going to retire in 2027. Who knows? Rachel could keep going on forever, but in her 17th year, I think it is, of RAF Rugby League, she scored a brilliant solo try. But the right decision, wasn't it, Sky? Because they were looking good out wide, but she just, do you know what? She sniffed that line and she went straight over.
Yeah, she saw it, and to be honest with you, it was right in front of her. And as a team, you have to be there looking. You cannot be complacent as markers, and that's exactly what happened. She looked up, she saw the markers weren't quite where they needed to be in that body position, and then she went straight over. We can see on the live stream as well, RAF number 8 getting a shout out. She's really held her own throughout the whole match. That's Emma Saunders. Saunders, yeah. So we'll see now who takes it as they sort of line up for the prize giving.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think as the girls are being waved to by their team, and the RAF will take a lot. I think they would have been so disappointed to lose that game against the Navy last week, and to lose it and not score anything it's really hard to take. But they played a much more natural game, it seemed to them, this week, and it's hard to believe they only scored 4, because I think aside from a few costly knock-ons, handling errors, they could have got a lot more.
Yeah, I think honestly, if that handling had came off, I think in attack they could have been the better side.
So we are just going to watch. I don't know if we'll be able to pick up the speeches from here, but it's Dave Gross who's giving a little speech down there for the Army and RAF players. But of course, it will be the Army women who will be picking up this trophy. And just a reminder, of course, we've the men's kickoff is in actually half an hour. We will be live in the next 15 minutes.
Yeah, you've not got much of a break, have you?
I know. Take a bit of a breather.
Get yourself a coffee, and then guess what? You're on Stag.
So, just to confirm that the Army women, of course, have won here. The reason we're so delayed, of course, is there was a lengthy injury break for one of the RAF players, and we will try and get an update for you on that status of the player, and we'll be able to give that to you in the men's game. But at the moment, Dave Gross just doing his thank yous, and we will stay with you until there is a trophy lift, which I'm pretty confident there is about to be one. It's being lifted up. And Sky and just Vicky, just your final thoughts on, I don't know, Women's Military Rugby League as Kat Williams comes forward for the trophy. I'll get your final thoughts in a second, but we just want to see Kat lifting the trophy for her team as the Army women are named Inter-Services champions again for 2025.
This will be Kat's favourite part.
I love it.
This is why you get to be captain, because the Army are winners again. And just quickly, girls, just quick summation from you guys on how much the Army deserved it.
I think it was a great first half, really competitive. I think as we went in for half-time, RAF sort of were the better side towards the second half of that, but the Army just ran away with it in the second half and definitely deserved that victory.
And Vicky, final words from you.
I think it was absolutely fantastic. Like, again, first half, they just ran away with it. Like, little Timmy when it came back out, and then that's it. They were straight back into it in the second half. The RAF did put up a fantastic fight, but again, I think it was going to be red and white all the way through.
So So the Army and the RAF just finishing the final celebrations, but that's it for now. As we see Kat Williams come forward again, I think there's a trophy for the Army RAF game, and then there's an inter-services trophy as well, and Kat will be able to do another trophy lift. Now she does that, we'll say goodbye, but do join us again in less than 15 minutes. We'll be live again for the Army versus the RAF men in the final game of this Inter-Services 2025.